Alright, so a little under 30 minutes ago, as of editing this script, Reality Resort Episode 5 premiered. So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing it mostly for two reasons. One, the Disventure Camp Season 4 episode review is taking a bit longer than I accepted, and I do want to have at least something out that's in a style of a review. And two, I've never really covered Reality Resort outside of YouTube shorts and polling. And since this episode is a big one, might as well drop something on it. And since a lot of you guys do like Reality Resort, or at least watch it, why not cover it anyways? Onto the video. Overall, Reality Report Episode 5 is a good episode. In my opinion, it's one of the strongest episodes so far and easily has the most enjoyable challenge out of the 5 episodes we had, but like the other episodes, this episode is a bit of a flawed one. Mostly in regards for the nomination block, which in my opinion, I believe that this nomination block isn't really that good. Now I'm first going to be going over the stuff that I like first before I get to the nomination block and other issues I have for this episode. First off, I really like Sarah and Isadore this episode, and their interactions are pretty good. And it nices to see Isabel have an interaction with somebody she genuinely likes. And I don't mean this to say that the other interactions with people that are a bit more negative, like Drew, are bad, but it's nice to see this type of interaction. And speaking of that, Isadore finally gets some plot relevance this episode, and it's really nice to see her in the spotlight. It's not necessarily groundbreaking, but what they have here is very strong, and I'm all here for it. And the new dynamics of this episode, Ike, Tino, and Brad, are very nice to see, and I hope that their alliance gets expanded if Brad doesn't get out in episode 6, which you'll get to later. And the challenge this episode is very good, easily the best challenge of the show so far. The visuals in the explanation part are very funny, and I do like how this challenge allows for some logical strategy from Isadore. And Vijay finding out about Kylie's advantage also made sense, and Analyze getting every single one of the questions wrong was absolutely hilarious. And speaking of Vijay, this man absolutely carried this episode. He is very funny, and I do wish he would have more to expose Olive this episode like he claimed at the start. But besides that, it's very strong. Overall, this is everything good I have to say about the challenge. But before I get to the stuff I think could have been improved, I will cover a bit of the PRE nomination stuff. Vijay's and Marcus alliance continues to be very good, and I'm really excited to see more of what they do in later episodes, as these two work off each other very well and are easily one of the best dynamics of the season. And Sarah, Tino, and Brad, while I didn't really expect them to be a trio, are pretty interesting and are able to work together in a nice way even if they don't get to much screen time this episode. And Brad's strategy this episode is a pretty unique strategy, as while it puts him at risk, it also has a chance of giving him a good reward. Overall though, that's pretty much the rundown of the stuff I liked about this episode. Now onto the negatives. 1. The screen time of some of the characters. And 2. The nomination block. Now for the screen time, this isn't a big of a complaint, as from my experience of writing a fan-made reality show project, splitting screen time between a lot of characters equally isn't really possible. However, I do find some issues with some characters who could have had bigger stakes in this episode kind of get shafted. For example, Monica could have had a lot more to do this episode, as she was pretty much just a background character here, along with Charles. Now, is this too big of an issue? No, but I do think that Charles and Monica could have gotten more to do this episode. Now onto the main issue of this episode, the nomination block, which I'm going to be blunt here, this nomination is kind of trash. First off, why the fuck is Kylie up for nomination winner? She just got off nomination last episode, and B, Kylie's big moment and arc literally just started. So why are we shafting it once again? And see, this whole thing kind of takes away from Kylie discovering her advantage, as now, at this point, Kylie finding this advantage just feels like it was done so that she could have a reason to get mad at Finn for the 10th billionth time. And speaking of Finn and Kylie's plot, I'm going to be honest, this plot is starting to get annoying. At first, I liked it, but now, I may be honest, this is starting to get annoying, as these two just won't stop arguing and Finn doesn't make it any better. Overall, I'm really hoping if Kylie survives this plot ends, as it's getting really annoying and weighing down both characters a bit. Especially Finn, as now he just seems like sad like all the time. And the second issue with this nomination is that regardless of who goes, it will feel a bit disappointing. Brad going will feel like a waste of his character, and Kylie going when her arc just started will also be very disappointing, so regardless of who goes, it's not really going to be a good result. Overall, I feel like I'm getting into repeating myself territory, so I may just end this real quick. This elimination is a flawed one because of Kylie going up despite the fact her arc just started, and on top of the fact that Brad leaving instead of her also won't be satisfying. Anyways, let's just get OT the conclusion of this review. Overall, this episode, even though I've been a bit harsh to its nomination block, is a good episode with some good interactions and strategy. However, its nomination block is extremely flawed, and I believe it could have been a lot better. Anyways, that's all I really got. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, and joining my Discord server link down below, and turning on post notifications so you never miss another video from me, and I will catch you all in my video tomorrow, hopefully. Anyways, until next time, peace out, take, bye.